Good evening, Namaskar, Jai Jagannath. नीलाद्रौ शङ्खमध्ये शतदलकमले रत्नसिंहासनस्थं सर्वालङ्कारयुक्तं नभघनरुचिरं संयुक्तं जाग्रतेन भद्राया वामभागे रथचरणयुतं ब्रह्मरुद्रेन्द्र सेव्यं देवानां सारमेशं सृजनपरिवृतं ब्रह्मदारु स्मरामि। परम कारुणिक अनंत कोटि ब्रह्मांडर मौडमणि कोटि कोटि ओडियांकर हृदयर आराध्य देवता समग्र विश्व चराचर स्रष्टा आनंद कंद परमानंद सचिदानंद अखिल रसघन विग्रह विश्व वेदनार वैद्य देवाधिदेव श्री श्री जगन्नाथंकर चरण कमल रे कोटि कोटि नंदवत। Good afternoon. Today we're going. It's an initiative under the observation of International Women's Day 2022. Today we are going to observe 82 national webinars. The topic being Women Empowerment and Gender Equality. This is organized by the Rover Ranger Units of Maharishi College of Natural Law. And we are having today our chief speaker, Professor Dr. PADMAJA MISHRA, the former Vice Chancellor, the first women university in Orissa, that is Ramadevi Women's University. I, DR.NAMITA PATTANAIK, being the Assistant State Commissioner, Guide, Odisha State Bharat Scouts and Guide, and the convener of this webinar invites Professor PADMAJA MISHRA, Dr. NALINI MOHAPATRA, our Principal, JUGAL PRADHAN Sir, the Head of the Department English, Dr. Vivekananda Das, our Head of the Department Economics, Vice Principal, students, and all the staff members of Maharishi College, along with Dr. K.P. Mishra Sir, the State Chief Commissioner, Odisha State Bharat Scouts and Guide, to this Google board. I also invite all the respected viewers from different states like Karnataka, West Bengal, UP, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Rajasthan, Assam, Jammu and Kashmir, Bihar, Jharkhand, Delhi. I'm having also here in this Google board the journalists, the representatives of print and electronic medias, all the Rovers and Rangers, Scouts and Guides, other leaders of Bharat Scouts and Guides, and students of different educational institutions. I welcome all of you to this Google board on behalf of Principal Dr. Nalini Mahapatra and on behalf of the Rover Ranger Unit of Maharishi College of Natural Law. Now, let's welcome virtually Professor PADMAJA MISHRA, ma'am, the proud women of Orissa, to this Google board. Thank you. Now I request all of you be sadhan. Salute to the general salute we'll have to for our PADMAJA ma'am. Salute. जैसे थे। Now I'll request Dr. Padmaja ma'am to inaugurate virtually our webinar. The topic being women empowerment and gender equality. On this auspicious day, I also request Anshuman, please start with the part.
Yes, ma'am. Jai Jagannath. ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमस्रवस्तवं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणं ब्रह्मणस्पदान शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनाममित्रयवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम्
Thank you. On behalf of Maharishi College of Natural Law and on behalf of all the viewers present over here, I welcome Dr. Padmaja Mishra ma'am, the former Vice Chancellor of First Women University, Ramadevi Women's University, Orissa.
Thank you.
So far as ma'am biodata is concerned, I am a very small person. I'm just going to read out it because I can't just say because I am being her student, direct student. I'm very proud, privileged to be a student of such a great personality. She is the first Vice Chancellor of the first ever Women University of Orissa. She is also Professor of Economics and has about 35 years, more than 35 years of experience in teaching and research at the university with a brilliant academic career and having post-graduation and that applied economics department and director of women study department and being the dean of humanities at the Wickel University. She has also worked as chairperson and member of many committees and advisor to government in planning and implementing different plans and programs. At the first vice chancellor of Ramadevi Women's University, she was dedicated to build the university and creating the opportunity for women in higher education. And her mentoring to the team of faculty and staff members to nurture and excel in their field of teaching, research, publication, and administration is praiseworthy. As the founding Vice Chancellor of Ramadevi Women's University, Professor Mishra visionary has created opportunities for women participation in higher education and skill required for a bright career. Her brainchild, the Sarala Devi Center for Gender Research, set a milestone, open up a wide scope for the scholars to develop their creativities. During the last pandemic, under her patronization, many national and international webinars, faculty development program for the teachers of various institutions of India were organized. To her credit, many of our students are working at international and national and state level institutes and in universities, colleges at different capacities. Many of our students, like me also, they are working in executive posts in World Bank, IMF, ADB, NABARD, and officers in Reserve Bank in India and in many reputed organizations in India and abroad also. So it's my proud privilege with deep sense of gratitude and appreciation. I'd like to say, ma'am, Maharishi Degree College takes enormous pleasure to exalt this scrupulous personality who has been an epitome of humanitarian forbearance. Being an iconic educationist of our nation with international repute, he has been a persistent source of pride and glory to our motherland. Ma'am, you have set an exemplary, outstanding personality among the intellectuals all over the country by your virtues. The Maharishi Degree College team regards you as a role model. Thank you, madam. Now, I'm going to request one of our students, Richi Parna, to recite the poem written on about ma'am. Over to Richi Parna, please.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. तोड़ के पिंजरा जाने कब उठ जाऊंगी मैं, लाख बिछा दो बंदी से फिर भी आसमां में जगह बनाऊंगी मैं। हाँ गर्व है मुझे मैं नारी हूँ, हाँ गर्व है मुझे मैं नारी हूँ, भले ही रूढ़िवादी जंजीरों से बांधा है दुनिया ने पैर मेरे, फिर भी इसे तोड़ जाऊंगी मैं, किसी से कम नहीं सारी दुनिया को दिखाऊंगी, जो हालात से हारे ऐसी नहीं मैं लाचारी हूँ, हाँ गर्व है मुझे मैं नारी हूँ, हाँ गर्व है मुझे मैं नारी हूँ। आदरणीय मुख्य वक्ता, प्रधान शिक्षिका, संयोजक श्रीमती नमिता मैम एवं यहाँ उपस्थित सभी श्रोताओं को मेरा नमस्कार। मैं रिचि पन्ना भुइया आज के इस उपलक्ष्य पे स्त्रियों के ऊपर एक कविता प्रस्तुत करने जा रही हूँ। आशा करती हूँ आप सभी को पसंद आएगा। नारी सशक्तिकरण के नारों से गूंज उठी है वसुंधरा, नारी सशक्तिकरण के नारों से गूंज उठी है वसुंधरा, संगोष्ठी परिचर्चा सुन सुन आत्मन में पूछ पड़ा, वेद पुराण ग्रंथ सभी नारी की महिमा दोहराते, कोख में कन्या आ जाए क्यों उसकी हत्या करते, क्यों उसकी हत्या करते, कूड़े करकट के ढेरों में कुत्तों के मुंह में नचवाते, बेटे की आस में प्रतिवर्ष बेटियां घरों में जन्माते, बेटियां घरों में जन्माते, कोख से जो सुनी रह जाए अनाथाश्रमों की फेरी लगाते, गोद में बालक ले लेते, बालिका को है ठुकराते, बालिका को है ठुकराते, गुरुद्वारे मंदिर गिरजे मस्जिद जाजा नीत शीस नवाते, पुत्र रत्न पाने की चाहत ईश्वर को भी भेंट चढ़ाते, चांदी के सिक्कों के प्रलेवी दहेज की बलि चढ़ा देते, पदोन्नति की खातिर सीढ़ी इसे बना लेते, मंचले वाणी के तारों से सीना छलनी कर देते, बहसी दरिंदे पशु अशुरों क्यों हवस अपनी बुझा लेते, क्यों हवस अपनी बुझा लेते, सरस्वती लक्ष्मी शीतल नारी दुर्गा भी बन जाए, मनमोहिनी गणगौर सी काली का रूप भी दिखलाए, शक्ति को ना ललकारो इसको नारी ही रहने दो, करुणा ममता की सरिता ये कल कल शीतल ही बहने दो, कल कल शीतल ही बहने दो। नारी सिर्फ उपभोक्त की वस्तु नहीं, नारी सिर्फ उपभोक्त की वस्तु नहीं, ऐसे विचार कभी कबूल मत करना, नारी को अवला समझने की कभी भूल मत करना, कभी भूल मत करना। नारी अंबर है कोई शीशे की दीवार नहीं, नारी खुद में शक्ति है किसी की मोहताज नहीं, किसी की मोहताज नहीं, संघर्षों से टकराना उसको भी आता है, हर मुश्किल से गुजर जाना उसको भी आता है, प्यार से देखोगे तो बाहर नजर आएगी, नफरत से तोड़ोगे तो दीवार नजर आएगी, अंदर से रोती फिर भी बाहर से हंसती है, बार बार जुड़े से बिखरे वालों को से कसती है, शादी होते ही उसकी या वो बिक जाती है, शोक सहेली आजादी मायके में छूट जाती है, फटी हुई एड़ियों को साड़ी में ढक देती है, खुद से ज्यादा वो दूसरों का ख्याल रखती है, सब उस पर अधिकार जमाते वो सबसे डरती है, क्योंकि बिकी हुई औरत बगावत नहीं करती है, बिकी हुई औरत बगावत नहीं करती है। शादी होकर लड़की जब ससुराल में जाती है, भूलकर वो मायका घर अपना बनाती है, घर आंगन खुशियों से भरने जब वो घर में आती है, सबको खाना खिलाकर फिर खुद खाना खाती है, जो घर संभाले जो सबकी जिंदगी संभल जाती है, लड़की शादी के बाद कितनी बदल जाती है, कितनी बदल जाती है, सिर से उसका पल्लू गिरे तो सबको खटक जाता है, अक्सर वो ससुराल की बदलानी में सड़ती है, क्योंकि बिकी हुई औरत बगावत नहीं करती है, बगावत नहीं करती है। आखिर क्यों बिक जाती है औरत इस समाज में, क्यों डर डर के बोलती गुलामी की आवाज में, गुलामी में जागती है, गुलामी में सोती है, दहेज की वजह से हत्याएं जिनकी होती है, जीना उसका चार दीवारों में उसी में वो मरती है, क्योंकि बिकी हुई औरत बगावत नहीं करती है, बगावत नहीं करती है। जिस दिन सीख जाएगी वो हक की आवाज उठाना, उस दिन मिल जाएगा उसे सपनों का ठिकाना, खुद बदलो समाज बदलेगा। वो दिन भी आएगा जब पूरा ससुराल तुम्हारे साथ बैठकर खाना खाएगा। लेकिन आजादी का मतलब भी तुम भूल मत जाना। आजादी से समानता है तो ना कि शासन चलाना। असमानता को जंगल में नारी जो फंस जाती है, तानाशाही को शासन वो घर में चलाती है। समानता से खाओगे, समानता से पियोगे, समानता से रहो, समानता से जियो। समानता वालों घरों में एक ही पहचान होती है, या तो पुरुष प्रधान होता है या महिला प्रधान होती है। रूढ़िवादी घरों का नारी आज भी गुलाम है। दिन भर मशीन की तरह पढ़ता पुढ़ता उनका काम है। दुखों के पहाड़ से वो झरने की तरह झरती है, क्योंकि बिकी हुई औरत कभी बगावत नहीं करती है, कभी बगावत नहीं करती है। धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much. Now it's time to listen from Professor Dr. PADMAJA MISHRA ma'am. Now over to ma'am.
Thank you very much. Good evening to everybody. I am extremely thankful to Dr. Namita Patnaik and the organizers, the Rover Ranger unit of the Maharishi College. All the participants, I actually congratulate you because you have been gathered on this occasion to discuss about women empowerment and gender equality. The topic chosen by the organizers is actually very apt because we have celebrated International Women's Day on 8th March, and the whole week is for celebration. Actually, the whole year is for celebration. Every day is a celebration for the life of women. So I don't believe that there should be only one day where we should celebrate. We must celebrate every day. But celebrate what? We are talking about women empowerment and gender equality. We have not achieved gender equality, all of you know. We know that women are not very much empowered, that also we know. But what are you going to celebrate? We celebrate womanhood, the progress of women in this very gender unequal world, the strength of women, the courage of women. Each one of you is a replica, is a proof of that. So you celebrate yourself. That is what I feel. We all celebrate ourselves, the strength within us, the courage within us, the kindness within us, the humanity within us. So everything that a human should have, if we have that, we celebrate that. So now coming to the point actually regarding gender equality, it's a very, very huge term because you all know that what we call gender is not actually biological difference. What gender means is the gender role difference. The society defines the different roles for different genders. Men should do this and women should do this. So this kind of roles and responsibility, the work division of labor, that defines the gender. And what a man does, that is called masculine kind of work. What a woman does, that is termed as the feminine kind of work and business. So if we look down upon what women does, then is feminine, it's a secondary gender. If we look up what men does, that's great, and that's the first class citizen, it's a primary gender. So gender roles are defined by the society, and that is why the inequality has been created. So let me tell you that what is the extent of gender equality or inequality now prevalent in the world, because 8th March is the International Women's Day, and we all know that it's not in India, not in Odisha, not in our life only, all over the world there is gender inequality. Long back in 1907 in USA, some women workers kind of made a demonstration that we should have equal wage. We should have equal work atmosphere at the workplace at least. So that is the kind of awareness that was created long back in 1907. Then after that, towards 1917, again another group of women in Russia, they also demonstrated for equal rights and bread and peace for women. Okay, so this is the history. This is the landmarks in the history, landmark years, landmark dates in the history, where so few women joined and demonstrated, and they felt that they are not being treated equally, so they asked for equality. Then in Britain, the voting rights, women asked for it. But finally, long years after that, in 1975 only, in UN, it was decided that some days should be dedicated for celebration of women's success, women achievement, and we should work for women empowerment. Then in 1977 onwards, actually 8 March every year is being celebrated as International Women's Day, right? So now it is 2022. So what has happened to gender equality in 2022? I'll tell you that there is something called World Economic Forum. Every year since 2006, they are doing a research, publishing a report on what is the extent of gender equality. So in 2021, the report was published. That is the latest report, right? In 2022, we have just started 2-3 months. So the latest report available is for 2021. So I'll tell you in very simple words. I will not go into the deep research, which is also a matter of concern. In very simple words, I will tell you what is the finding. Okay. So the gender equality has been measured on 4 different areas. One is education, right? How much equality has been achieved in education and participation of women? That is one area. Another area is health and survival. What's the difference between men's health and women's health and survival? That is another area. So education, health, and the third one is economic participation and opportunity for men and women. What's the difference, right? So this is the third dimension, and the another dimension is, fourth dimension is political participation and empowerment. As you can see, you are all learned people. So as you can see, these are the 4 very important things in our life: health, education, economic participation, and political participation. You will be surprised to know that the worst kind of equality that means the widest inequality we still have is in political participation and decision making. Women have very little political participation all over the world. Next comes economic participation and attainment. That is the third rank it holds. The worst is political participation. The next worst is economic participation, and the opportunities open for women, right? I'll explain this. Then the next is health. As per health status, there is less inequality between men and women compared to economic inequality and political inequality. And the most equal indicator is education attainment. If you look at the men literacy, women literacy, it is almost going to be breezed all over the world. So the kind of equality that has been attained over the last century, that is with regard to education maximum, then health, then economic participation, then political participation. Now, coming to India, what is the position of India worldwide? India ranks 140th rank amongst 158 countries. India was holding 98th rank before the pandemics. Now it has come down to 140th rank. It is one of the worst performers in Southeast Asian countries with regard to gender equality. Only 2 countries behind us, Pakistan and Afghanistan. Okay. So now just imagine what's the extent of gender inequality we have in India, and worldwide, what is the main areas of gender inequality actually? What causes gender inequality? That is economic participation and opportunity. There is a huge gap between men and women. Political participation and opportunity, decision making, there is also the maximum gap between men and women. And you will be surprised and shocked to know that it will take more than 150 years to bridge these gaps. Okay. Widest gap in political participation, that will take 150 years nearly. And the next gap is economic participation and opportunities. That will take more than 200 years. So just imagine how difficult it is in this world in 2022 to bridge the gap between men and women. And empowerment you are talking about, we always talk about empowerment. There are so many definitions and it's not very clear who empowers whom and what empowerment means. Okay. So, but we all know that if you have the power of choice and decision making, you feel empowered. As a woman, all the women participants here, there are some male participants also, as I can see, but the women participants and male participants as well, you can, as human beings in the society, you can feel that if you can exercise your choice, you can participate in decision making, you can take decision for yourself, then only you feel empowered. Empowerment is a feeling, actually, how you feel it. Okay, if you feel being empowered, if you feel the freedom, if you feel your freedom and power within you, you are empowered. Nobody is going to empower you. So if when you feel the power, when you have some kind of resource at your disposal, education, you are educated, that is one resource, right? So you feel better that I am educated, you have got formal education, you know so many things, you are knowledgeable. So that also empowers you. But you see that women are as literate as men, almost as literate as men in this century, in 2022, but their economic participation is less. So what I'm saying, summarizing this, I'm drawing the conclusion that even if women are educated, they are not participating in economic, they are not participating in economic decision making, they are not participating in market, they are not participating in that kind of decision making either within the home or outside the home, and they do not have financial resources. If you look at the proportion of income at women's hand, that is only 10%, proportion of property at women's hand, that is 2 to 3%. So all kinds of economic participation, economic resource ownership, that is one dimension of empowerment. So if you do not have that, if you do not have power over land, power over financial resources, power over decision making process in the market, then you do not have the power. So economic participation is less, employment is less, women do not participate in productive employment in the market, so their power is limited there. Another limiting factor is they do not participate in the political process, so that is why their power is limited. So economic participation and political participation, these are the two basic pillars of deriving power, and women lag very much behind men with regard to economic participation and political participation. That is why they are less empowered. Okay. Then comes to gender equality in other aspects also. So these are the two things, economic participation and political participation, that prevents gender equality at this century also, at this point of time also, where we call ourselves so literate and advanced. Another thing of disempowerment is the gender role that we observe within the family and outside the family also. Actually, the empowerment process starts from the within the family itself. Before birth also, we have seen feticide. We have heard about infanticides. We have heard about the limitations and restriction imposed upon girls within the family, the amount of dignity that is given to girls and women within the family. So that's the beginning of the process, right? We talk about feminism. Feminism means going beyond gender roles. It's nothing else. Feminism is not that I'm a woman, I must do this, I'm liberated. It's nothing like that. In simple words, feminism means going beyond gender roles. You will all agree with me that there should there be any gender role like that, or there should not be any specific role. Anybody can do anything within the home, at the childhood, and outside the home also, at the workplace, in the public space. That is when there will be nothing called gender roles. Of course, there will be biological roles. A woman gives birth to the child, right? So that cannot be done by the men. So there are some specific biological roles which men should play, women should play. Beyond that, there should not be any kind of gender roles in performance, in activity, in participation. As long as there is something called these are the gender roles, women do this, women do cook, clean and care, and men do all the outside job. Men has the bread earning responsibility, ability, so they are more respected. And if such kind of gender division of roles and the dignity attached to different kinds of works men and women do, as long as that persists, the gender division, the gender differentiation will persist. What we need to see, and educate the society, educate yourself from the family, within the family, outside the family, is that just to abolish the gender role concept. If gender role concept within the family is abolished, then it will be carried over to outside the family. More and more, getting educated within the family without any barrier, nothing called gender roles. Then only when those women go to the educational institutes, they go to the workplace, they go to the public space, then that thing, not only the girls, the boys are also to be educated within the home itself from the very beginning, from the very childhood, that there is nothing called gender role to play. Anybody can do anything. A boy can cook, a girl can also cook. A boy can work, a girl can also work. Similar kind of work everybody can do, but you need to be empowered to make your choice. What I want to do. Okay, how will you make your choice? That choice should be informed choice. You should be very well informed about all the knowledge and skill, and you are well informed. Now you choose your life. What I want to do. Okay, if you are a very good cook, you cook. You become a chef, right? Okay, if you are a very good teacher, you teach. If you are a very good doctor, you do that. If you want to, if you are a very good NCC cadet, you can join the army also. You can serve the country anyway, but you can fulfill yourself first. So I want to do this, I must do this. So that is what is empowerment, going beyond gender roles. So I think with this, I will conclude, because I have already informed Dr. Patnaik that I will not be available beyond 6:45. So I am extremely thankful to all of you, those who have joined and given me this opportunity to share my views on this topic with all of you. I wish you all the best, and please, what I would say, respect humanity irrespective of gender. Thank you very much. Good evening, and
Thank you, madam.
very good function. Beyond this, you all enjoy yourself. All the best. Bye.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Madam, they have some question. They have written in the.
Okay, 5 minutes.
Yeah,
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Yes,
Okay.
madam. May I request friends, please write down the question here in the chat box so that I can read out it. If you have. Because so many people, they raise their hands. Sonali Behera.
Maximum up to 7, Namita?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Maximum
madam.
up to
Yes,
7.
madam.
Okay.
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Sonali, do you have any question, please? Ria Khan? Yes, ma'am. You can just unmute yourself and ask. No problem. Sonali? Dr. Salima Parveen from Jammu and Kashmir. Do you like to ask any question, ma'am?
नो मैडम ने तो सब कुछ सही बोला है, बहुत अच्छा लगा है, बहुत ही अच्छा। मगर हमें एक बात और भी है इसमें मैडम, बच्चों को, लड़कियों को नजर भी रखनी पड़ती है जरूरी माँ बाप को, क्योंकि जब बच्चे स्कूल जाते हैं, लड़कियां टीन एज में होते हैं, लड़के भी टीन एज में, उनको नजर रखनी पड़ती, बहुत जरूरी बात है ये। माँ बाप को, पेरेंट्स को चाहिए वो स्कूल जाए, उनका देखभाल करे, उनको देखे हमारे बच्चे कितने बजे निकलते हैं, कितने बजे आते हैं। और लेडीज को ही, मैडम लेडीज को ही सब कुछ होता है, क्योंकि यही लेडी, इसके पेट में बच्चा होता है, इसी की शादी, इसी का बच्चा, इसी को पैदा भी होता है, इसी को ससुराल के मुसीबत भी होते हैं, इसी को हस्बैंड को भी देखना है, ससुराल को भी देखना, मायके को भी देखना, हर चीज इसी लेडी को ही देखना पड़ता है। बहुत स्ट्रगल करती है लेडी अपनी जिंदगी में, पूरी जवानी में, हर जगह इसी को जाना होता है, ज्यादा काम होता है इसको, मगर इसको पूरे राइट्स होनी चाहिए, हर
Exactly,
चीज
ma'am. You are very correct, Salima ma'am. What she said is very correct. There is a, as I said, I just hinted, there is a biological difference, and the woman has to give birth to the child. Okay.
Yes.
As she said कि बच्चों पर नजर रखना पड़ता है, girls पर नजर रखना पड़ता है. So when there is adolescence, both boys and girls, they behave differently. So there is a biological difference that has to be taken care of. Girls should know what a touch means. Right? We all know how girls should be properly educated. What I'm saying, there will be a biological difference. Girls will be girls, boys will be boys, biologically different. That doesn't mean that when somebody says that boys will behave arrogantly with a girl and boys will be boys, men will be men, not that. Biologically, men will be men and women will be women, boys will be boys, girls will be boys. Yes, girls are to be educated, and as long as there is no security, safety in this society, and girls are to be educated and cared for. So that is why I'm saying it is not an education for the girls only. We need to educate our boys. We need to educate every human being how to respect the other, how to respect the other person as a human being, whether she is a woman or a man. Okay, everybody has their physical dignity, right? Everybody has a particular dignity. Whether it's not that woman has to do her gender roles, as Salima ma'am said, that women को ही ससुराल में करना पड़ता है, इधर करना पड़ता है, everywhere करना पड़ता है, बच्चों का केयर करना पड़ता है. क्यों पड़ता है? ये जो पड़ता है का सिलसिला चल रहा है ना, so वही तो हमको ब्रेक करना है. किसी को नहीं, nothing is binding upon anybody. Why? Men can take care of the baby or the child at home, and woman can work if she is better than the man, right? So it's gender role. So it's a gender role. Why the daughter-in-law has to respect and do everything at the in-laws' place, and the man, the son or the son-in-law doesn't have any responsibility? Okay. What I feel I'm sharing with you very clearly, comfortably, that when a woman is tortured or not being given the due respect at in-laws place, the first one who is responsible is the husband, because the husband should take the responsibility of the wife, the dignity, the respect of the wife. The husband should ensure that, must see that the whole family respects the daughter-in-law as a human being, as a member of the family. All members of the family are equal, and the husband has the biggest role to play. Of course, the seniors, the parents-in-law, they have to look into this. Everybody has to look into this. So this kind of upbringing, the teaching, training that we impart to our children within the family, that is changing the society. That is the only thing that will change the society from the root itself. So that's it. It's a lot of responsibility on mothers, on fathers as well, on brothers, on sisters, on grandparents.
So many thanks to you, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. This is Ria Khan, and I'm an entrepreneur. I just appreciate the word you said about feminine, that it's going beyond gender bias. As I'm in marketing field, and I do appreciate what you said, because I'm in marketing, and I feel that it's our responsibility to take all the whatever you said, the power of choice and participation in decision making. It's all up to us. If you're eligible to that much knowledge you have and represent yourself, then you can break all the bias. So I really appreciate all your words, and it's my bliss to I'm having you. And
just one thing, Ria, I would like to add here. It's we are again giving, of course, the girls have to take the responsibility and the ownership that we have to break the rule. But it is you see, all the responsibility we are putting it on the girl soldier, that you have to be courageous, you have to break it. But going against the tide is difficult. So everybody has to break it. Everybody has to cooperate to break it. So it is the girl who will break it. When you have to break something and move forward, don't you think that it is much more difficult compared to when the path is clear? Okay. So it is our responsibility. Why I said we have to educate the boys, men, and everybody, even women also, just to make it simpler for everybody. No strict rules and regulations. Given the fact that, as Salima ma'am said, that we eyes rakhna padta hai. Girls' security is the most important thing, given the nature of the society. Okay, if the society changes, you will not worry so much about girls' security and safety. So it's every individual's responsibility, and of course, as Ms. Khan Ria said, we have to break it. We have to be very clear, strong within what I want to do, what I enjoy to do. My enjoyment, my happiness is most important for me, nothing else.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'm going to wind up. Yes, madam.
Yes.
So Nali,
last thing, if there is any, otherwise I may leave.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I leave?
So, madam, just a minute. So Nali, are you there? Do you have any question? Why you raised your hands, madam? Sonali ma'am? You have raised your hand. Is there any question? Okay. Then I'm going to wind up this. Now I'll request our head of the department English, Jugal sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, madam.
You are going to, I'm just going to present a small memento on behalf of my colleagues and on behalf of all the viewers to our guest of today's evening, Professor Dr. PADMAJA MISHRA, the former Vice Chancellor at the Women's University and my teacher. It's a small token of love, ma'am. Please acknowledge. And it's now time to request Sir, Professor Jugal Pradhan sir. May I request Jugal Pradhan sir, please propose a vote of thanks. Yes, sir.
I say namaste to all of you. Good evening. Can you hear me, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have the immense pleasure to propose vote of thanks on behalf of Rover unit, Maharishi College of Natural Law.
सर कैमरा थोड़ा ऊपर कर दीजिए आपका.
Esteemed madam,
जुगल सर थोड़ा ऊपर कर दीजिए आपका कैमरा.
ऊपर कर दीजिए.
हाँ.
I have immense pleasure to propose vote of thanks.
सर कैमरा ऑन करंतु. कैमरा ऑन करंतु सर. हाँ.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Esteemed Madam Dr. PADMAJA MISHRA, Vice Chancellor, former Vice Chancellor of RD Women's University, and all the dignitaries on the web, Dr. Namita PATTANAIK, our beloved Principal, Dr. NALINI MOHAPATRA Madam, and Head of the Department, Economics, Dr. Vivekananda Das Sir, and all of my colleagues on the web, my dear students, and all the participants from the state and across the state. Actually, this I must say thanks first to our chief speaker, Dr. PADMAJA Madam, that she has given a very valuable and need-based information regarding the seminar, the topic of the seminar. Really, it is very pragmatic. It is very practical. But my view is that women, they are inferred very much from the beginning. God has given that empowerment. And early in the 18th century, this movement began with Wollstonecraft. So, thank you for this informative information. This movement has started there in 18th century, 19th century, and now it has come to flourish as feminism movement. Thank you very much for your elaborate description about information that our students and all the faculties will be immensely benefited, highly benefited. We have no words to express our gratitude and heartfelt congratulations for your wonderful and very lucid lecture, very clear, precise, and you are up to the point. I once again express my deep sense of gratitude for your valuable speech, for your valuable contribution to this webinar. So also I thank to our principal, beloved principal, Dr. NALINI MOHAPATRA, who has taken a lot of pen to arrange this program with the help of Dr. Namita PATTANAIK. And this is 82 82nd webinar on that is arranged by our college of our college, and we are very much thankful to our head of the department economics, Vivekananda sir, for extending his helping hand for fusion of this occasion. I equally extend my thanks to Ansuman for wonderful reciting of Veda and to have a beginning of the program. So also I express my thanks to Rituparna for her introductory speech through recitation of the poem she prepared. Actually, this is the celebration not for a day but for all the days. We can the women empowerment or genderization of gender role can be derived from women themselves, and we will respect them. They are the gift that is Almighty has given us. If we recall the Macbeth, the shortest play that is written by Shakespeare, William Shakespeare, there we find Lady Macbeth, who translated the
Namaskar, Namita madam.
Translated her husband's
फोन किया था.
really. So I once again say thanks to all of you and have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I'm thankful to all of you, and I am thankful to Lord Jagannath for giving us some time to spend without any interruption. Once again, thanks to all of you. Now I'm going to stop recording.